In 1779, in the midst of the American War of Independence, a remarkable story was born. The French had gifted John Paul Jones a vessel, the Bonhomme Richard. With this ship, he sailed into English waters, where he encountered the British fleet. In the fury of battle, cannon fire ripped through his vessel. As flames consumed the Bonhomme Richard and the sea began to claim her, Jones made a daring move. He captured the British ship, the Serapis, and against all odds, sailed away victorious, leaving behind his beloved flagship to sink beneath the waves off the coast of Yorkshire. More than 2 centuries later, our story begins with Timothy Akers, head of research at Merlin Burroughs. Timothy had been scanning the Yorkshire coastline in search of the Bonhomme Richard.
All right, we're about to go back in the freezing water.
Yep.
To try to look for a cannon that belonged to a ship that is in that water.
When his surveys revealed something unusual, something that demanded a closer look.
We got our trowel, we got our GPS.
It was here that our journey began. Our first dive into the cold, gray waters of the North Sea. Chris and I were the first to plunge beneath the surface, hearts racing, unsure of what we might find. And there, hidden in the murky depths, we began to see them, shapes that could only belong to something far more than chance. Beams of wood, their timbers weathered by centuries, objects that resembled cannons, fragments of brass, bottles, artifacts scattered across the seabed. Piece by piece, it became clear these could be the remains of a galleon lost to fire and battle. Could this be the Bonhomme Richard herself?
It's like a meat grinder for any ship that would traverse that area. And you can see we have a beam of wood here, and in this beam of wood, which could well be from the Bonhomme Richard, has a rivet of some sort, which could well be from an old galleon.
With those first discoveries, our mission escalated.
Harrogate.
Our professional dive team, John Hart, Tim Yarrow, Rich Keys, and myself, prepared for what would become over 50 dives at the site. Diving here is no small task. The North Sea is unforgiving, frigid, unpredictable, and complex.
Oh, good job, John. That worked a little bit better than that garden spade. That's super good.
The wreck itself rests in a location fraught with strategic challenges. But despite the dangers, we pressed on, driven by the possibility that we were about to confirm one of the most important maritime finds in history.
Get in the water, it's part of diving. Had good wind over the last few days, so all we can do is keep our fingers crossed that we're coming here.
We set out again, this time with cutting-edge equipment, metal detectors, scanning devices, and dive gear designed for dangerous waters. Even then, timing was everything. The North Sea grants only the narrowest window of tranquility, and we had to wait for perfect conditions. Once underwater, the clues multiplied. Charred wooden beams, their dimensions consistent with 18th century galleon construction. The remains of fittings and objects scorched by fire. Each dive revealed more evidence, tangible fragments of a sea battle frozen in time. our CEO, Bruce Blackburn, and our Director of Operations, John Hart, walk us through the scanning technologies and research methods that guided our work, showing how science and perseverance brought us ever closer to the truth.
The more research that goes in, the more successful the project becomes. And 99.99% of the work is actually old-fashioned research, where they go into historical documents, records, letters even information that other people have found which might not be readily available. And it's bringing all of this together that makes all the difference.
A lot of challenges there, and then once we find or prove that we found what we know to be there, we then got issues about ongoing security, night hawks and all that sort of thing.
Like those little copper nails in those. Although they're both broken, they're actually within half an inch of the same length.
An internal structure because of the nature of what it is. It's brass, not copper.
It was Timothy Akers' relentless research, his refusal to stop investigating, that ultimately led to the discovery and registration of one of maritime history's most elusive shipwrecks, the Bonhomme Richard.
Just think John Paul Jones could have stood on that. It's classed as the #1 American find to the Americans only. Many Britons class John Paul Jones as a pirate.
For us, this is more than a discovery. It is proof of what belief, dedication, and teamwork can achieve. The wreck of the Bonhomme Richard reminds us that even the deepest mysteries of the past can be uncovered if we dare to look and never give up.